Donald Trump still has 3 more criminal trials that are pending against him. But unfortunately, at this point, we have a series of corrupted courts across the country that seem to want to delay those trials basically indefinitely. And that leads me to yet another viewer question. This one is from user Colson Simple, who says, "Hey Faron, when do you think the other 3 criminal court cases for Donald Trump will begin?" And unfortunately, the answer to that is we have no clue. I mean, let's take a look at these kind of one by one. Obviously, the Supreme Court, the right-wing, corrupt Supreme Court, their decision is what is going to determine whether or not Judge Tanya Chut's case can move forward, or if the charges have to be altered slightly. We don't know, is the answer to that. Like, we don't know when that one could possibly commence. Let's not forget, though, that originally that one was supposed to take place in May. Like, that trial would have already concluded had the Supreme Court not decided to take up the issue of immunity. That's what drives me crazy about that. Like, that one would already also have a resolution. So that one is definitely up in the air. The Georgia case, well, last week, the appellate court not only agreed to hear Donald Trump's reasoning for Fani Willis to be removed from the case, but they also set the hearings for that in October. They literally could have just said, all right, come in next week and we'll do it. But no, they said October is when we'll do it. And then a couple days after that, they came back and said, oh, and by the way, while we're doing this, you can't do anything else with the case. Now, Judge Scott McAfee, the one who was overseeing that case, had originally said when the appellate court agreed to hear the appeal, he said, okay, well, we can still do motions. We can do all of this stuff. We can keep it moving. So that way, when they finish, we can go to trial. And then the appellate court came back again a few days later and said, no, you can't. No motions, no movement, nothing. So the Georgia case will not happen this year, thanks to that pro-Trump corrupted appellate court in Georgia. Now, what about the other one? The most obvious one, right? Judge Eileen Cannon and the documents case against Donald Trump in Florida, the easiest of all the cases, the most obvious one where he clearly broke the law. Like, I mean, just without a doubt almost, he did it because we found the documents in his room, so kind of hard to argue that you didn't do it. But Judge Cannon has, of course, screwed that case over time and time again. I have talked about it at length. And she has again postponed that trial indefinitely. She has also, as of last week, postponed any further motions indefinitely, pending a series of hearings that are going to begin on June 21st, where, as I explained about a week ago, Donald Trump's good friends are allowed to come in and testify as to why Jack Smith should be removed, even though those friends have nothing to do with the case whatsoever. So a series of corrupted courts, the U.S. Supreme Court, the Georgia Appellate Court, and Judge Eileen Cannon's court, those are the reasons why we have no freaking clue when these other trials are going to happen. But it's safe to say that at least the documents case and the Georgia case will definitely not be taking place this year, unfortunately. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.